day, but it's been a good day, so no complaints.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll go ahead and officially go ahead and get this started with our legacy farming and health group. And we'll give a little brief rundown for Ena. We got a new guest here, Ena. This is her first time on here, although she's supposed to have been on here 2 or 3 times. But we're not going to say anything.
Shady. Don't beat me up.
Real shady.
I've been trying.
Yeah. Well, Ena and I have gone back and forth, conversing and texting each other for a while, and we met up with each other at the Black. What is it called? The
National Black Farmers Annual Convention.
Yeah, annual convention.
Yeah.
And they had her come up and speak, and I wasn't even paying attention, and all I heard was the name Ena, and I looked up. I said, I wonder if that's Ena Jones. And I kept saying, I was looking on the list. I didn't see her name on the list, and I said, I wonder if that's Ena Jones. And then when she got to describing what she was doing, I said, I know that's got to be her. And so I ran over there and talked to her. I said, I've been trying to get a hold of you, get you on our meeting and stuff for a while, and she's like, okay, we'll make it happen. So anyhow, we finally got her on, so that's a good thing. But anyhow, Ena, let me give you a little brief rundown of who we are with Legacy Farming and Health. We are a group of people who started out in Boyce Watkins' Freedom Family Mastermind. We've grown with those people and some outside of that group and everything. We're basically farmers, and also have people in here who are health coaches, nutritionalists. We have doctors. We have people who have all different types of walk that understand and recognize that health is essential, and that food is a part of it. So what we've been doing is just sitting here masterminding, trying to come up with ways that we can work together across the country, be able to help each other out. Part of our thing is, as farmers, is that we run into all these roadblocks on how we can do this, how we can do that. And so one of the main things for this forum is to, one, be able to share the information that we have, because in the areas that I'm struggling in, somebody else may have already gone through that. As we've heard in the National Black Farmers Conference about the different struggles.
Yeah.
And so, we just share that information and help each other there. And then we're also trying to look at a way to collaborate together, to go, to unite across the country and be able to support one another. So that's part of what we're doing. I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves, and then I'm gonna give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and tell your program. So hopefully we'll have a few more that pop on in between that time. So I'm gonna start with Parker Lewis. That's my main man down there.
Greetings, peace and blessings to everyone. So please call me RT. Okay. Welcome, Elder Zeddy. I don't know if Zeddy. Zeddy. I don't know if he can hear me yet, but I just seen he popped online. So I'm a junior. My father's name is Dr. Rollin Lewis Thrift Sr., and I'm affectionately known as RT. Parker Lewis is a whole nother thing about legality and some other things I'm not experimenting but living by. So I answer to almost anything, and that's because I'm here to help. I'm a servant mentality, a servant-minded individual. My goal and process, I've been calling it Sustainability Sojourner for many years now. It's something I coined because people be like, so what do you do? And I didn't know how to explain what it was that I do, but what I do is I'm seeking to develop community. in a very intentional way. And part of that starts with our farmers, because to me, that's where life begins. It begins at the soil, and our education, even into our mental, spiritual, soulful, understandings. I believe we find it there. And so, what I looked at is, I was raised in the Bible. So, the work is plenty, laborers are few. I looked at the examples of what we call Christian churches today. And I'll even go as far as to include Hebrew Israelites in many cases in this, critique and, hey, but wait a second, what about this part? Acts 2 has some things that I don't see being intentionally executed within communities. And I believe that's what means that whatever it is you're calling it as a community, it's not, because it's missing these quality things that allows community to not mean just in this one location. And we can't see it right now. But I believe that we will, as just as Elder John was just, speaking. I had this thought in how I can help this year. Of the farmers here, I want to come there this year. When I come, I'm hoping that wherever I'm leaving, some people are leaving with me, so that we can bring all that education, because everyone has education to offer. And if we can bring that to that location, be edified as well in education, we will definitely learn there. Complete a project. Some of those individuals might want to remain to run the project, because the project is to be sustainable. My definition of sustainability is to provide for oneself in such an abundance that you got to figure out what to do with the excess. It's a resource. It's a value, but you did it so well that no one can take that value from you. I don't believe you need $1 to start anything. I believe you need a group of dedicated individuals who will see the job through. And I just want to bring that in all locations. I could talk all day, but I'm gonna try to stop right there and enjoy the rest of the call.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get Quinn to give a brief explanation on him and what he's doing.
John, I'm not going after Parker.
You what?
I'm joking. I said I'm not going after Parker Lewis, man. Not after he just gave that great introduction of himself. I'll go after somebody. No. All right. My name is Quinn, and I'm a representative. I'm a member of group MGG, Master Grow Gang, and that is a cannabis business that we got going. I'm a cultivator. I grow marijuana, grow it from seed or from clone. I'm here in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. I live in Detroit, Michigan, and man, I mean, I'm like a weed botanist, so to speak. I guess you could say. You can ask me questions. I study the laws. Try and know as much as I can abroad, but definitely here in Michigan. And just loving the group, all of the education, all of the important people, all of y'all are important to me. I mean, it's just I still had a whole like shock factor that I'm a part of this, to be honest, because everyone is so talented and got so much going on. And I'd be like, dang, y'all smile at me, it just be funny to me. I'd be like, okay, cool. But as always, thanks for having me here, and I enjoy you all each and every time I am here, and I try and be here as much as I can. And hey, I'm here for y'all.
All right. Well, we're gonna put you to work, so I understand that.
I'm ready. That's what I like to. A lady told me, she say, make hay while the sun is shining.
That's
I'm
right.
still young, man. So I'm with it. I'm with it all day.
All right. Well, we're going to jump to Son of Godzilla, Jetty. I hope you ain't talking with the mute on.
Yeah, I am. Excuse me. How y'all doing?
How you doing,
brother? Good. What we doing? I'm just here, man. I just barely made it.
Just doing a brief introduction.
I'm Jetty. I have multiple talents, and I'm mastering all of them. But I can't tell you any of them right now.
All right. Where are you located, Jetty?
Dead Horse, Alaska.
You in Alaska?
No, actually, I'm in California.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, man, you done went to the cold. I'd have stayed down south.
That's what my Facebook profile says. So I like to keep it there. But I'm in Blythe on the California-Arizona border. I'm in California, and it's spring out here since last month, man. We've been having some real decent weather. Did get like 37 degrees a night or two ago, but it's warm out here, man. I got my coats on still. I wear my coats just because I'm used to them, and it's it actually keeps the heat off of me when it's hot.
Yeah.
But I plant. I do a little bit of what Quinn does. Quinn is an expert, obviously. I've been growing. Well, my first grow was probably about 45 years ago, in the 70s when I was a little child. But I stopped for a while because I had to take up life. But I'm growing again as of 2009. So I've been doing it again for about 10 years, and inside and out, legal or not, hey, God say grow it, I'm growing it. And that's it. I'm good. I'm trying to get the aquaponics going still. I'm learning about it a lot. I'm reading up on everything I can find.
Yeah. I was hoping Gabriel would be on to talk about.
Well, I emailed him, so if he didn't come, he's busy.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just trying, man. Trying to hang in there. Good to see a new face. Good to see you, Sister Ena.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're gonna let James talk, and James, go ahead and give us the rundown on the Freedom to Grow conference.
All right, hello everybody. Name is James. Originally from South Side of Chicago, moved out to Dallas, Texas about 3 years ago. I concentrate more on the urban farming aspect, and particularly the aquaponics part of it, just so you can do urban growing. I am a part of a group down here, and we're working on the Freedom to Grow conference. This is a conference just to get everybody together, specifically Black and brown farmers, minorities, to learn all the different aspects of farming that are out there. So you have in dirt growing, aquaponics growing. Then another big part of it, since there's been so many changes in the legislature this year and last year, talking about growing marijuana, CBD, hemp, all those different topics. We have chefs that are coming in and talking about how they cook with CBD oils. We have a hemp construction company that's coming in to speak and do a whole spiel on that. You have people that are going to be attorneys that are going to be speaking there. You're going to be having people that are actually just hemp farmers. A Black couple that's they're hemp farmers, telling you how they got started in North Carolina, and just what the pitfalls were, classes that they offer, and all that as far as getting started. So tons of opportunity there. We have the location, we have the speakers, we have people registering for the conference now. But like I said, I think I've covered everything. Is there anything else that you want me to cover on that, John?
You got dates?
Yeah, dates. All right, so the date, hold on. I always mix up the dates here. So it'll be April 20th through the 21st.
Oh, that's a good day.
Where?
420.
Man,
Yeah.
how you gonna have it on? How you gonna have it on that day? That's a good day. That's a great date. That's a date.
Well, no, we figured that would be good marketing. 420, we're coming out there, we tell you how to grow it, how to smoke it, all the other stuff, all the process and all that. So the date's 420 to 421, and then it's out in Dallas at the Skyline Ranch. I put the link to the Facebook group in the chat, so if you guys can click on that, that'll take you directly to the page, and it'll just list all the different people that'll be there, contact numbers, addresses, the whole nine.
All right. See, Tamika just jumped in. So, Tamika, we're going to put you on the spot. Just giving a brief introduction. We got Ena on here who's going to give her introduction after that. And so we just want you to go ahead and just give a brief rundown where you at and what you're doing so that she'll know who's all on here and what we're dealing with.
Hi, everyone. Sorry that I'm late. Tamika Peoples. I am a apparel manufacturer where I'm using cotton from underserved farmers in order to produce this line. I've even decided to add a hemp line, which is fairly new. And right now I'm in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, citing locations for our cut and sew apparel manufacturing location, and finalizing securing a couple of private funders for the project. So just really looking to connect with our Black farmers in every piece of this space. I met John and the team when we were really all just starting out and trying to make sure to support, farming by African-American farmers and, of course, the industry that's on the other side of that. So happy to be here. Sorry I've been missing a few guys, but fairly busy, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, it's good to see you and have you on here again. I'm want to talk to you one of these days about that hemp clothing line and see how that works for you and begin to order some stuff. I want to order some shirts, hats, whatever you got, and we got to support our own.
Yeah, I might want to talk to you too about that. So
yeah,
absolutely.
So all right, drum roll. All right, it's time for Miss Ena.
All right. How you guys doing? I'm glad to be here. And I know I've been MIA because he's been inviting me since November. But I've been busy trying to get some things going here in Chicago, James. You all the way in Texas. I'm on the south side of Chicago too. Okay, and my company is Roots and Vine Produce and Cafe, and we are aiming to be a chain of a convenience store, a chain of market cafes at the convenience store level. And our mission is to use Black farmers to supply our produce, bulk dry goods, and shelf-stable items. So if you know any Black farmers that want to sign up to be a vendor, that we buy from, we're giving them fee-free market placement. So they don't have to pay, we just want to be able to buy from them and help increase their economic threshold. And another thing that we do, which I'm so glad, I'm just seeing you guys and meeting you because we also have, so there's 3 aspects to the company. We have the bulk dry goods and produce in the market. Then in the cafe, we're going to do soup, salad, sandwiches, and, coffee, tea. So it's kind of like a Starbucks meets the produce section of Whole Foods. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then we have calendar days with our Green Table Talks is our nonprofit sector to the business. And it is to invite the public to come in and have food demos, workshops and classes. And we know we're going to have a circuit of people to come in town or, people to just come and talk and give topics on healthier eating, food, learning how to cook, little known foods because people realize that Black people are brand loyal. And if you grew up on rice and used Scott tissue and creamette noodles and Jiffy Mix, that's what you're going to gear toward. You're going to constantly gear toward. But we really have to step away from that. So it's my goal to show, because I'm a chef and an herbalist, it's my goal to help the community learn how to use real food to cook. So giving them food demos and giving them the learning curve on how to use bulk dry goods like dry beans and the bins where you can get your own, weigh your own rice and weigh your own grits and weigh your own oatmeal and weigh your own kidney beans and all of those different things. We're going to show the community how to, how to use those, how to use that food and how to store it, and let it last longer. So helping Black farmers, Michaela, get your phone. So helping, being able to help Black farmers to be our suppliers is most important to us.
All right. Anything else? We
selling shares of the company to raise money for a distribution center and refrigerated trucks. So one of the ways that we're selling shares is we're giving preferred vendors, which is our preferred farmers, if they invest a minimum of $500, then we guarantee to buy from them every month on a net 30. So, so however many stores they can service is however many stores. So if they can only grow, if they're only a co-op or urban farmer, or they have a full-fledged farm, for however many stores, because our aim is to go along the food desert lines, starting in Chicago and have at least 36 stores in the next 42 months. Because we're keeping the stores under 3,000 square feet, they're easy installation. We're also a cashless business. They're easy to install locations in any neighborhood. So we on by the block. That's how the crowdfund. We are SEC regulated. We're not just like a GoFundMe or anything like that. So you will have actual shares into the company. It's not just open to farmers. It's open to anybody. But we giving Black farmers deference to be preferred vendors with the company. So they're really investing in themselves. And the trucks are important because we know that Black farmers have, we know the challenges that they face. So we want to be able to help them with logistics and get the produce from them and bring it to our distribution center.
All right. So with that being said, I'm opening up the floor for anybody who have any questions.
I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tamika. Go ahead, Tamika.
Oh no, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. I just wanted to know, can you touch a little bit more about on the shares of stock?
It's on By the Block, and it's on By the Block. We are Roots and Vine Produce and Cafe, and it's connecting farmers to people and reconnecting people to real food. And so the shares are a minimum of $100 for general investment, but for farmers who want to be preferred vendors and we buy from them every month, then their minimum buy-in is $500. And they can do it as a group, as a co-op, as a general, just a general farmer, and then we guarantee to buy from them every month. And as our stores grow, and we get more locations, we buy more and more and more from them to help, to help them get an income and have a steady stream of guaranteed income.
Okay, question about it. You say it's on By the Block. What's the name? Roots and what? I'm sorry, I was writing this down.
It's okay. Roots and Vine Produce and Cafe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you have a website to the organization at all?
Bytheblock.com is where the site is, the crowdfunding site, but Roots and Vine Produce and Cafe. Roots and Vine Inc. is my website for the company. But if you go on By the Block, you'll see our business plan, our pitch deck, our SEC regulations. You'll see everything on By the Block. In our first location, we were due to open in the fall of last year, but we were asked to, the city is going to help us. So we were asked to wait until like March when they're going to release some funding, because we got approved for SBIF grant to help us with our renovations. So we should be open then. Our first location should be open then, but we also set up, we may have by March or April, we should have 3 locations in the distribution center.
All right, Tamika.
Well, my question was along the lines of the first question is, can groups and co-ops join? The reason why I ask is I know of a vertical farming group who wants to do the same thing, solve food deserts, but they want to start to produce bulk produce and have permanent buyers of that produce. So if we can join, if that group, if you will, could understand what you all are doing and join as a co-op, that was my question. So you answered that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But it was when they buy the shares, it will go up under the corporation, so it won't be assigned to an individual.
Yes, ma'am. Proper.
Okay.
So let me ask you a couple of questions now. One, tell us about this grant that you got, the SBIF.
Yeah, it's called a Small Business Improvement Fund, and they have like tax increment financing, which is called TIF district here in Chicago. So they help small businesses with renovations with things that cannot be moved. So like your outside, like the HVAC systems, flooring, signage, staircases, floors, permanent walls, electrical, plumbing, and things like that. So it's called the Small Business Improvement Fund, and most major cities have a fund like this.
Okay. All right. Well, that's something. See, that's part of what we talk about. Are the different things that might be able to help each other out, the grants and things of that the rest of us don't know about. So you said that your first store was due to open last year, but
we were due to open in the fall with my own funds, but after we got to talking with the city and seeing what they could do to help us, because we knew that there was funding available, and they had funds they had funds available. I mean, outstanding still available from last year, but I was the only person to apply in my corridor. Okay. So they had to extend it 2 months to give other people a chance to apply. So it kind of gave us a little bit of a delay, but yet and still we got a really good foot in the door for them to help us with almost $65,000 worth of renovation.
All right. Well, that sounds great. Now, for example, where I'm at down here in Southern Indiana, if I wanted to get you guys to bring a store down here, what would that take?
Okay, well, we have 3 ways that we are franchising the business out. One, we can directly, it's a $85,000 buy-in for a franchise, which is 80, and you have right now we have about 380 farmers in our database. That'll be vendors and preferred vendors in our database. So that we're gonna be able to buy from. So all the orders and everything will come through us. You buy in at 80, that we help you find the location, help you with, with marketing and everything setting up, building the place out, all of those different things will help you with. So that's just a straight $85,000 buy-in. Then we have we are introducing a second program where you can bring in a $40,000 and pay the other 45 over time with your dues, and still be a franchisee and still have access to all the same suppliers and vendors that we have. We'll still help you with all the build out and everything, target marketing, setting up the POS system, back office things and stuff like that. Then the third way is if we open the location and create jobs for, general jobs at the managerial level, staffing level, and everything. It opens up the opportunity for a person in a managerial position. If they work in a managerial position for at least 3 years, they will have the opportunity to be gifted a franchise. And we'll take $70,000 from them over a period of time. But that will be their location and that will be their store.
Oh, and the managerial one. So that would be if I say, hey, I want you to bring one down here. I go in and I manage the store for 3 years, and then.
Right, you don't have to, as long as you're doing everything that an owner would do, purchasing, paying out payroll, because the stores are small. Right. 3,000 square feet is not a lot of space, So we giving 1,000 square feet for the cafe, 2,000 square feet for the market, for the market side. So it's a small area, but put in the right location, it could be very, very lucrative. Because because the overhead is at a minimum, okay, and in 3,000 square feet, the overhead is at a minimum. Everything is basically predictable. So if you get the utilities are predictable, the rent is predictable, or if we own it, or if we buy the location or whatever, it's pretty predictable. Okay, so. Y'all don't see me on the phone. And so, I'm sorry. And so.
Happens at my house.
And so, has made me forget my train of thought. And so, if somebody, oh my God!
You were saying the square footage. You were saying the square footage.
Okay, yeah, everything is predictable. Right. So if you have an average sale of at least $40 $12 sales, just $40 $12 sales, can have you at a profit of $250,000 $300,000 a year, and that's only open 6 days a week. Even if you open for 7, you know what I'm saying? So that's
$40 $12 sales daily?
A day, per day. Okay. So either in the cafe part or the market side, you only need to make $250,000 a year, to profit $250,000 a year, with about $5,000 in predictable expenses, not including payroll. Right. And even if payroll was between $12 and $12 and $15, it's still very manageable, because you don't need no more than at least 6 staff, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, or a combination of part and full-time employees. We also introducing a day labor program into the business. So if there's ever any gap in workers, people can come in, like from the community, in the zip codes, within a certain parameter of a store, if they because they have to be able to get there, at a minimal cost. We don't want somebody coming way from Schaumburg or way from up north, trying to, because it's not cost effective. Okay. So if if we have somebody to call off, we'll have a day labor program for people to come and register. They can go visit the website. It keeps people going to our website and to see if we have a day position available. So if we can't get it filled in by another staff member, then we can get it filled in by temporary workers on a 1099.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like you really been putting in some work over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've thought of some of those things. I haven't gone to the in depth that you have. But then, you know, I'm coming from a farmer's point of view of trying to work with the crops and get all that in, and then.
So you do the hard work. I can't. I'm not a farmer.
I said I think that out. I put my son out there and make him do all the hard work. But,
that sounds like a better plan.
Yeah. I'm too old to be working too hard. I'm like Sanford and Son. You know, he pick up 10 things. I pick up a little lunch bell or something.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
With that.
So Tamika, you got something?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought you were getting ready to jump in there. Parker, I know you got something. All right. Excuse me. RT. There, it looked like he's froze. Daddy?
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to know if those that $100 or the $500 buy-in, is that a one-time fee or an annual fee? Is it?
It's not a fee. It's not a fee. It's an investment. So you will actually own shares into the company.
Okay. Yeah, I missed it. I apologize. I was doing something.
It's quite all right. It's not a fee. It's not no fee at all. We just trying to make it, a common effort that we all win. You know, so it's not, if we all work together and we giving farmers a location to sell their produce. We're giving them a location to sell their cha-chas and jellies and syrups and honeys and spaghetti sauces and all of those things that farmers make. To help them, shelf stable and produce, if they do dry beans and rice and all of those different things, we want to be able to buy it from them and supply our stores. So what better way to invest in yourself to make sure that, because if you're just a regular vendor, we might buy, we might not. But if you are if you're a preferred vendor and you invested into the company, it's a guarantee that you'll get a purchase order from us every month from whatever you have.
So both the $100 fee and not fee, but investment and the $500 investment, they're both preferred investments? Or?
No, the $100 minimum investment, that's just a minimum investment.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Right, but to be a preferred vendor, then you have to have a minimum buy-in of $500.
Okay, but where does the money for this buy-in? What does it do? I know it's administrative.
It's going to help us purchase trucks, refrigerated trucks, so we can help the farmers get the produce to the distribution center. Is helping us get the distribution center, put money down for other locations.
Great concept. I love it.
Thank you. We only trying to raise $107,000.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's good. I like this. I appreciate it. It's very. It's going to take me a bit to digest this. It's a lot. It's interesting.
Thank you. I know it's a lot, but one hand wash the other, both hands wash the face. It's really simple, because the cafe is important for communal efforts, so that we can have them, and give people a community space. So many people in our community, we don't have a communal space anymore. Yeah. We depend on Starbucks might come in our community. In the zip code I live in, Yeah, in a 3 zip codes near me, there's absolutely no coffee shop,
Yeah.
none.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about in my zip code alone is 76,000 people.
Uh,
76,000 people and not one coffee shop.
yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts is not a coffee shop.
What?
They just put a Starbucks, but who all can afford $5 coffee?
Right. No, no.
Well,
Every day, or just want to come in, and they so small, they really so small that, you can't really spend any time in there, like you want to. So we really want to make a comfortable communal effort to put some place where people can come in every day. They comfortable asking questions about herbs. They come in asking questions about how to cook things. They comfortable coming in, with our food demos, classes, and workshops, and actually willing to learn.
I was sold before you told me. Thank you, sister. So one more
Thank
thing
you.
though that will definitely sell me. No MAGA hats allowed, right?
No, oh no.
All right. Cool. Good.
Look, I don't think we got too many black farmers trying to wear a mega hat.
I got
No.
a sister. There's this fool out here. He's the head of the USD. In our NCRS or something. He's a Negro. Yeah, they do. He made his own Trump sticker. That fool's crazy. But yeah, thank you. That's great. I got my
Oh
information.
wow.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add, we stopped shopping at Starbucks a long time ago, so we don't need them anyway.
Right, exactly. And and once we start sprouting up in our communities, and because it's a cashless business, we able to install them in any community. In any community, with a low risk effort. Because if somebody coming in trying to steal some celery, don't fight for no celery. They need it. Let them have it. It's nothing that they can get digitally.
So
You
are
know.
you saying, I'm sorry, just question. Have you been saying a cash list, like no
Yeah,
cash?
no cash. We taking EBT, debit, credit, all forms of currency, and we're going to grow to take cryptocurrency. We will be taking Bitcoin when we open, because the POS system that we're getting is capable of taking that. But a lot of these other coins that are coming out, we will grow to take those as well. But no cash.
There is
So
RT.
if people come in with cash, and you ever been to the laundromat when you got to put your money in the little thing in the wall and they give you a card? So that's our remedy for cash. It'll be a Roots and Vine card. It'll cost 50 cents, but they'll get a credit for $1 when they buy whatever it is that they buy.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So Ms. Ena, I believe you said something about 36 locations in 48 months.
Yes.
Is that just there in Chicago? Like that's the plan
No,
there?
not just in Chicago. We're starting in Chicago, but our first 3 locations will be here in Chicago. But I've been invited to put stores in Louisville, Kentucky, and Memphis, and Detroit, in Fulton County, Georgia, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. So we're going to try to keep things tight and local, and then work our way out. So for logistic purposes, starting out. So starting here in Chicago, and then working our way to like Gary, Indiana, some of these south suburbs here in Chicago, maybe even a couple west side suburbs, northwest suburbs here in Chicago, definitely northwest Indiana, Wisconsin, open up a couple of stores in Wisconsin, especially Milwaukee, what is it? Oh, Kalamazoo, Michigan. I got invited to put a couple stores there. So we're gonna, as we grow out, as we get these fine locations, we're always scouting, and we got a lot of people, got some real estate agents who I've been talking to in places that we've been invited to, so they update me on things that's available. And as soon as we get a little bit out this winter, I'll be doing a lot of driving local to, try to find other locations because I'm pretty much managing everything and creating some jobs. So we definitely dedicated to creating at least 1,000 jobs in these 42 months.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you.
About between 6 and 10 locations. I mean, between 6 and 10 jobs for each location.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it make its way down to Texas.
Oh,
Definitely.
absolutely. Absolutely. I will be glad to. Texas does have a lot of food deserts. It's so big and broad, and there's a lot of grants available for rural areas in Texas and Arizona. A lot of HFSI grants.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I had a couple quick questions. Now, one in the investment part. Now, is that an investment just in one store? Or is that an investment in the whole operation?
It's an investment into the company as a whole. Not just one store, just a general investment into the company.
Okay, you kind of got muffled there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a general investment into the company. It's not just per store, just a general investment into the company itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then there was a second one, but it escaped me.
Yeah, we can't splice hairs, and get petty.
Right. Well, I'm
right.
Even though it's as my wife would say, tell me up front so I don't stick out behind.
Yeah, because even though it's a for-profit business, it's not about the money.
Right.
And I own it. And I'm telling you, it's not about the money. We trying to help Black farmers, really and truly hold on to their legacies. We trying to help, the community rid itself from diabetes and food-related illnesses from eating food-like products in these communities that's killing us. You can't feed your child Flaming Hots for breakfast, and because that's the only thing you got accessible to, and then you got to give them ADHD medication because he ain't getting the vitamins and things that they need, So we got to find a way to remedy that. And I've been working on this business plan for 2 years to make this happen.
Well, that is awesome. Go ahead.
I'm in support of that. I'm all for that.
Same.
I appreciate it. And yeah, please definitely share it. We definitely trying to reach our goal. We only at 20,000 right now. We can't cash out until we get to 32, which I'm sure that we'll make it there. But as many farmers and people that join us and and believe in us and what we're doing, we want to reach our goal by March.
Yeah, and what we do, we have. I forgot how many we got now. Last time I remember counting was we were over 30, and I know we've added quite a few since then. So what we do is record this, then we put this on our page and everything, so that the other farmers and stuff who aren't able to participate during the Zoom meeting, that they can see what's going on, and then we pass it on from there also.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to networking with you guys too, because you all can definitely be a part of our Green Table Talks, to come in and speak to the community about what it is that you guys do, and about farming and growing, and and encouraging them to on what it is that you guys do and how to grow things, because I'm nowhere near a farmer at all. But so I honor and respect everything that y'all do. I definitely honor and respect it, because I can't. I can't do it.
Sis, this is a beautiful concept. I really want to thank you. One of the questions I had was, what happens? No, I'm not going to speak that. Right. So
no, say it, because I like problem solving. Say it.
Yes, ma'am.
I like problem solving. So if it's on your mind, it'll be on somebody else's mind. And if it's something that I need to think about and haven't, I need to explore it. So
Yes, ma'am. So what happens if you don't reach your goal? Are you still able to open this store with the funds from?
oh yeah.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, I got
And
other things in the works besides raising the money. We apply for different loans, different business loans, different small business improvement funds coming from the
yes,
city. I have gotten grants from organizations sent to me in private. You know that the dates are coming up in February and in March for me to have those in. You know, that they are willing to give us some money. Once my first store, my first location is open, I have about 3 or 4 um, um, uh, different cities want to come and see our proof of concept and what it is that we're doing, and they want to help me or give me between 150,000 to 500,000 to open up other stores. So, but they need to see my proof of concept in my first location first. So and that's with neighborhood opportunity funds in different cities. Every city has one. Even Washington D.C. approached me. Some politicians in Washington D.C. approached me about putting some stores in Washington. So only thing I have to do is get this first store so they can see what we're doing, and I'm pretty sure that it'll be easy for us to grow from there.
I love it. So, and then my second question is about business relationships and partnerships. So when you heard me open up, sis, I talked a lot about an apparel line that's connected to
Yes.
the farmers, right? So what we're producing are blank t-shirts and polos, right? So typically when people brand their business, the only options they have is Gilding and American Apparel,
Mm-hmm.
right? They don't have a black firm that actually is producing apparel, right? They may be screen
Right.
printing apparel, right? But
Right.
they're not producing apparel. And so that is exactly what we're doing. To take that a step further, we're prioritizing.
Yes, I feel you, and I would love to network with you and talk to you, because one of the things that we're doing on the farmer side is to definitely cross market with them, because we want people to know where their food come from. We wanted them to know where their products and things are coming from, and you know, not only to get them exposure, but so if you making apparel, you can definitely have a space on our website for free, you know, and we can definitely brand our, you know, our logos and everything for our uniforms with your product. I would love to.
I would, sis, I would, that's exactly what I was about to say, because potentially, not potentially, I speak things into
Yeah.
existence. So what I would love to see, Queen, is for our shirts to be the shirts that you guys use across your stores, across your companies at this
Yeah,
time.
not just shirts. We can do aprons. You know, we can definitely do aprons. We can definitely do shirts. You know, I'm with it. Whatever your capabilities are, if that's what, because like I said before, if we will make a profit, I'm not. I'm
It's not
not
about
worried about that. It's
money's
not
a
about
tool.
the
I'm
money,
not
but
worried.
it's about
It's never
support.
about. Absolutely.
One thing we don't have is a distribution place. Everybody got an idea, but they don't have a distribution place. So one of the
Exactly.
and another thing that the distribution center will be called Ujama Distributors. So and I just copywritten and I just did all of that. So I'm sorry, James, I saw your face, but we looking for a distribution center for Ujama distributors. So not only can our stores, everything will be used for our store, but we can house stuff for other companies. So if you, how you pronounce your name, Quinn? If you make CBD products and you have um, uh, you need storage space. You got clients here in Chicago or Michigan or wherever. We can give you some shelf space.
You went on mute. You went on mute.
excuse me, we can give you guys shelf space in our warehouse, and to be able not to only distribute from, but it'll keep our workers working, you know, and that shelf space won't be free, but it'll be closer to your customers, and then we can put it on our shelves and introduce it to our customers, for market placement. So, or just to test the market, so it's a lot of things that we have the capabilities to do. We also have, after this gets established, we also have a real estate to help with homelessness and help with affordable housing attached to this business plan, so that we can buy a lot of this really, really cheap property, fix it up with our profits, and give deference to our employees, to help them be able to afford a nice place to live. And also buying some of these old schools and turning them into single room occupancy living spaces. For the public, for between $100 and $175 a week, so it's a deep, broad business plan, and what we started with Roots and Vines. And the distribution center is, that will be open. We just, did the corporation papers and everything for that. We just looking for a location.
Very good. Very good. Sis, I'm proud of you. We should be exchanging emails.
Absolutely. Please do. Yeah, absolutely. Because the shirts and stuff is something we'll need relatively soon. So
yes,
that's something we'll need relatively really soon to be able to, make a purchase order with you for.
Yes, ma'am. What's your email, sis?
It's ejones@rootsandvineinc.com.
And the word "and" is it an "and" symbol or the "and" word?
No, it's the "and" word. Roots and Vine Inc.
Yes, ma'am.
Roots, A-N-D, Vine, no S on Vine.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to make sure. Sometimes people use the "and" symbol to try to slip it up.
Well, it's that for the company logo, but not for the email.
Okay. Got it.
That's ejones@rootsandvineinc.com.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
James?
Oh, I think it got away from me. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. So my question, I think you touched on it a while back ago, but I couldn't hear everything. Like my audio was a little bit messed up. But you were saying that there was like a lot of loans for like rural areas, but I just don't remember.
HFFI grants, food funding initiative grants, and rural areas that I found. One is called Investing in Food. that grant is actually due in a couple of weeks. I'm almost done with that one, just waiting on some of my letters of support to come in, and so I can send that off. But it's more than, that's a national grant. It's not exclusive, but that's just one of them. But you can, when you look up grants, put in HFFI, Healthy Food Funding Initiative.
Okay, you said there's a lot of those like in the rural areas, except for like especially
because they giving them a lot more to rural areas because the populations are low, but the need is high. Okay. And most people are in concentrated areas, so sometimes a lot of these grants are different for low populations. So the low population ain't Chicago.
No, not at all.
So if it's a low population and then it's a food desert and the income level is low, like Mississippi, for instance. Mississippi, a low population, low income, very low income. and then also access to food. So all of those things they have grants and stuff available for areas like that more than they would, and they give deference to those areas most of the time than highly populated areas, because the need is greater. They don't have Starbucks and Jewels and Walmarts and stuff like that. So they only have really, really small stores that don't sell a lot of products. Okay. And they probably don't sell any fresh food.
No, that's true. We got a lot of areas like that out here in Dallas as well. Well, South Dallas. My follow-up question, and if anybody else has anything they want to throw in on this, I'm willing to hear it. As far as sponsorships, have you ever had to try to do that as far as with your organization, just to see if people grant some money that way?
I'm kind of exploring that now. I'm doing some proposals now. At first, I really didn't want to, but I see how much of a struggle it is to do because I really wanted to have it as a community effort, and for me to be able to, all the time when you ask for sponsorships, it's going to cost you something, and sometimes it costs you your integrity. So I'm really, really careful about who I get in bed with and who I take sponsorship from, because not for one, I'm having a problem with Black businesses being sponsors, mainly because they say they don't have the funds or whatever. They want to slap their name on it, but they don't really want to give any money. They want to, give advertisements for, what they call exposure. But exposure don't buy air trucks. So and then I can't really take sponsorships from too many white companies, because then they're going to want me to do something or be inclusive, and I don't want to be taken over, by their request.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Because they will want me to include. I got an email from a white farmer and told me that I would have then had my raise if I was more inclusive. And that meant, including white farmers. And so I gave him a few choice words, because after all, I'm a Chicago girl.
Yeah.
But I really have to be careful on who I approach for sponsorship. And until it's clear to me that I cannot depend on my people to help me reach my goal, until that sits in my soul, which it hasn't, I'm trying to keep it as close to the chest as possible.
Understood.
And that won't happen. We got your back. I wanted to also, I guess, piggyback off of what James was saying. I was thinking with the shares, because what I grow, I mean, I don't, as far as the buying monthly, how would that work for me? Because at the current time, I'm not doing like any type of CBD or edibles or what have you. So how would that work? Is there anything in place for that, or no?
It's not anything in place for that now, especially here in Chicago. They are exploring Chicago to be recreational marijuana, city, and it got approved. But the people voted for it. But I'm not sure. It hasn't been approved yet. I'm not going to say I'm not sure. But I'm almost 100% sure it will, because Michigan has become, recreational, and Chicago and Michigan are too close for them not to, take heed and explore it as well. So, and to be able to do it. So if the locations that I have are capable and zoned, I can add that at a future date, but it's not something that is in our pipeline to do, but it's definitely it's an idea that we can. It's nothing within our realm that we can't do it, later on. And that's why I was saying with the distribution center, the distribution center has doesn't have everything to do with Roots and Vine. So we can do more things with Roots. And so if you need some things housed here because you got customers here, or you got customers in Michigan, and we don't have to sell it to people here in Chicago, but we can give you shelf space still for your product, for your finished product.
That goes into, I had an issue with because we do have a website, but we had an issue with having a store or having a company that would host our website, because we were attempted to sell CBD products, and we had a very, very hard time with that. And we even explored like dropship companies, but like I say, with it being federally, illegal, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
We have been having a hard time, and even with I did a lot of research, but with hemp and what have you, just a few things. But I would like to explore the distribution center with you.
Yeah, and then too, it's a company who does marijuana. They do a marijuana coffee, and what I saw that they did was in their hosting, they blocked out certain states. Access to certain states cannot access their website. So me here, and I think they're in Las Vegas, or I don't think they're in California. I think they're in Vegas. And it'll bring me an error message here in Chicago. But if I'm in Michigan, I got access to it.
Yeah, I know some guys out in Vegas that got a big thing going on. G5 cultivation out there in Vegas.
Yeah, and so with so that will probably be something that you will have to do, was be able to have the capacity to block out the states who not legal yet.
Yeah, it's something to figure out, because like I say, the company, once I told them what we were going to be doing, they wouldn't allow us to even set up a website. Go
on other people's website and see who doing their hosting. It's always at the bottom of the page.
Okay, thank you.
You just got to be resourceful, and just to see who hosting their pages.
Mm-hmm. If that works sometimes, but I know like on my website, if you pay extra money, you won't even see who's hosting it at the bottom of the page, to my understanding. I ain't the technical person, but I do have a little bit of knowledge about what it is, but I'm not the technical person in our group. But I do follow you, and I will draw up on that, do the research. I've been writing everything down, as a matter of fact.
And then just probably contact them and ask. Sometimes they'll be freely to give that information, because y'all probably not even the same target market. Sometimes it's just easier to ask. All they can say is no.
I agree with you. It's really, I spend so much time doing what I do. I've kind of fell short, because I'm so much indulged into just the growing itself, that I done really left that aspect of it alone, because
you probably have to barter. You probably should barter somebody technical with learning about what you do, or exchanging services with somebody, so that they'll do their part for you and just show you how to check your back office. And just contract them as needed.
I was gonna say also, you might check with Deb, who's in our group. She does a lot of stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. That she may be able to assist you with that, and
right. I just seen that in the chat. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. Oh, Jet. Oh, yeah. He put that in.
And you, James, and you. Thank everybody. That's why I always say, man, I love every time I come here. I just receive jewels and stuff. It be gems all the time. So thank y'all always.
No doubt, man.
Thank y'all for having me. I greatly appreciate y'all the time and attention.
I appreciate it. We got one more question from RT up there. I think he's been waving his hand.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I just wanted to because what James was asking and then Ena's response, I have a lot of issues because I have a major issue with the dollar. Like I just do. But that's a really long story that we don't have to go into. When I speak investment, when I'm talking investment, the only investment I understand is based on the phonetics of my first name. We're all in. Raw, all in. So I'm the type of person that I'm like, okay, who in the room right now controls their time? In most groups, maybe 2 or 3. In this room, every single one of you. Like I've spoken to most of you, and I find it so interesting because I had the blessing of having a conversation with Tamika before even coming on here. So it's one of those things where, I know that I'm where I'm supposed to be here, but when am I supposed to be where I'm supposed to be there? Getting the education, the knowledge, developing the relationships with each one of you. I'm trying to make sure that I make it to your neck of the woods this year. So that second question, because you control your schedule and time, I need to know when I'll be welcome, how long, and what it would be that we can attempt to build, develop. And of course, this comes through conversation because I have a lot of resource within me and, based on positive, productive relationships that I intentionally foster and develop. So I'm trying to pull my resources together this year to connect all these great ideas that are happening in different pockets. That's why I'm trying to be the guy who's on the truck that's moving from each place so that these things are constantly moving from each place because we have it all. I see it over here and I see it over there. And when I see a dynamic group like this one get on the phone for an hour and how much gets done with this type of group, I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I'm like, I'm ready to come and, break bread. So please, if you haven't gotten my information, it's
I will. Where are you located?
I'm in the Dallas area as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make some things happen, and I think that me helping and supporting you in the only way that I know how, which is investing my time and my knowledge, my actual being there and doing it, learning how to set up one of those because I'm a builder, I'm a farmer, I will take that with us, and then we actually build up the next location.
Okay.
I mean, wherever we are employing ourselves and what we would generally be outsourcing to get it done, we could take that over too. Get it off.
Absolutely. I will definitely be in touch. And then I'm going to put when I figure out how, I'm going to put my number in this group chat. And then anybody can call me anytime. I'm very accessible.
Pulling the jetty. I was getting ready to say something being muted.
No, go ahead. I'm ready to write down.
Well, Ena, you want to go ahead and get the number and he'll put it in the.
Yeah, 773-979-0199. 773-979-0199. And then just call me and call me and just remind me who you are so I can lock your number in my phone and let's have a conversation. Let's see how we can network together.
All right.
Locked in.
Go ahead, James.
No, I said I got it locked in. I said appreciate you sharing the info.
Okay.
I appreciate you. And Tamika, please hit me up. I want to, truly want to network with you and, be ready to put an order in, for aprons and shirts, at minimum. And then figure out the rest as we go. And as we build out our website, and expand our website, put you some cross-market space on there too.
Yes, ma'am.
And let other people know what you do. And then too, once we find a location for the distribution center, You can stock your apparel, and you got some shelf space to stock your apparel and things like that, and we can ship it for you because I'm trying to create 1,000 jobs, and especially with this distribution center, they can ship. They'll be able to ship things for our people who we cross marketing with.
All right, I love it, sis. You'll be
We
getting
don't
the email
always
from
have
me.
to depend on Amazon. We don't have to always depend on Amazon and to ship stuff for us. It don't have to be as huge as Amazon, but the things that we can do together, we should be able to do together.
Yeah,
Absolutely, and especially since my facility is going to be, so I'm doing print on demand and fulfillment. So in the 5th year, I plan on being the Black replacement for Printful. That's the plan.
Okay.
So we definitely need to have a conversation, sis. Mine is broad and deep, and it touches the farmers. I'm definitely connected with the farmers. It's very hard to find African, cotton farmers here in the U.S. that are African American. So I'm using African cotton. That's how deep I get with my stuff. So we definitely need to talk, sis. Definitely.
Absolutely, and I would love too that you can. I would love too that not only putting our logo on the front of our shirts, but putting your logo on the sleeve. Because so we can show people how dedicated we are to working with our people and the people that we are together with. That's
absolutely. We have a signature line, sis, that we're gonna launch.
Right.
That you could either have it straight blank, you can have it our typical line, which will have our tag for African diaspora apparel.
Yeah.
So that similar to like American apparel.
This is not a selfish movement. It's not a selfish movement at all.
Of course. And then some of the sleeve work that you're talking about, the copyright version of what we're trying to do for that signature line so that people can rep and it doesn't take over is a same color embroidery of just our logo. Similar to like those pineapple shirts. Remember the pineapple shirts you get, and it's like a yeah. So ours will be just like that. So sis, I can go a whole nother hour on this, but I will email you. I will also call you. My CFO is my sister, who's my CFO, is in Chicago. So
good.
Yeah, so she's gonna drive down, and we're gonna have a whole meeting out here. I'm right here in Kansas City, Missouri, so it's, a few hours. But
you're not that far.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So
absolutely.
I'm gonna say this, Ena. I'm gonna tell you one main reason why I'm glad you're on here. One is that you brought this information that you brought, and two is that you finally got Tamika to talk. We normally ask her something, and she so I'm glad to see. I'm learning so much myself about what Tamika's got going on. So, by me being at a historical place, that we got a lot of things that's going on where they're wanting us to really pub it. I don't know if you can see my hat. It's got Loud Station on it, but they're wanting us to pub the apparel and everything else. And so I've been waiting for the opportunity to really slow down enough to talk to Tamika and see what all she can do for us in that area and go from there. So I'm glad I'm getting a lot of nice jewels from Tamika today also. So that'll work.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry it's been so long, you guys. I'm sorry about the meeting.
That's all right. That's all right. But we're running a little over our time. We're starting to lose people. So because I know everybody else, a lot of us have.
It's nice to meet everybody. Thank you.
We're gonna have you back, Ena. So
absolutely.
All right. So with that, we'll say a hearty shalom to everybody. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll be on the road. I'll be heading down to Texas. My wife's aunt passed away, so we'll be heading out early in the morning, rolling down there. So hopefully.
Well, safe travels, and make sure you tell I said hello.
Yeah. We'll be in Marshall, so talk to you guys later. See everybody in a couple of weeks. We'll have our next meeting.
All right,
All right, have a good night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.